The Bible mentions a potent relic called the Staff of Moses, which is said to have done miracles like parting the Red Sea. Its fate after Moses' time is still unknown until two ancient staff, one in the Birmingham Museum and the other in the Topkapi Museum in Istanbul, raise concerns. The latter has a name remarkably similar to Moses's and is written in Egyptian hieroglyphics. Is this the fabled staff that determined the Israelites' destiny? The hunt for the staff of Moses is still fascinating and captivating. Shatner. Among the gilded daggers and priceless jewels on exhibit here are several items purportedly from biblical times. These include hairs from the Prophet Muhammad's beard, a wooden rod that is said to be Moses's actual staff, and a sword that King David is said to have used to slay the enormous Goliath. Lewis. An Ottoman sultan once called this palace home. Over the years, he received numerous priceless gifts, and the staff of Moses was undoubtedly one of them. In the book of Exodus, Moses is associated with the staff of Moses. When first heard of, it looks like a walking stick. However, as the narrative of Exodus progresses, it appears to be a kind of magic wand. Shatner. Is it possible that the Topkapi Museum's wooden rod is Moses's real staff? Even though it sounds fantastic, many people think the answer is yes. Biblical tradition claims that the staff of Moses possesses miraculous abilities, making the claim even more remarkable. When Moses confronts Pharaoh about releasing the Israelites in chapter 7 of Exodus, the staff of Moses is used for the first time. He throws his staff down. It becomes a serpent, the hisses of snakes. It is used for the second time during the 10 plagues. In the first of these plagues, Moses transforms the Nile into a blood-red color by dipping the tip of his staff into it. Shatner. However, Moses' parting of the Red Sea with the rod above his head in Exodus 14 is arguably the most spectacular demonstration of the staff's divine power. Hussein. In the Exodus story, the Israelites are present at the Red Sea. God essentially says, "Moses, take your staff, hold it over the waters, and the waters will part," as the Egyptians pursue them. The Red Sea's waters part the instant the Israelites begin to walk, and they envelop them the instant the Egyptians pursue them. Crying. Neighbors of horses. Shatner. Is it possible that Moses used the humble wooden rod on exhibit at the Topkapi Museum to free the Israelites? Unsurprisingly, a lot of experts question its veracity. The provenance of the staff of Moses is impossible to trace, and it is impossible to verify that the Istanbul Museum staff are the staff of Moses. Tradition and legend are all we have. Lewis. The fact that we don't know what happens to the staff after Moses' death is one of the true mysteries. According to one account, it is inherited through the Davidic line. The staff belongs to King David. It serves as a wand for him. We sort of lose sight of it at that point. Shatner. What would happen to the mystical artifact if it indeed vanished from history? Graham Phillips, a relic hunter and author, has a theory. According to his decades-long research on the staff of Moses, a wooden rod in the Birmingham Museum in England was reportedly discovered in the ancient tomb where Moses was supposedly buried. According to the story, Moses was laid to rest at a location known as Petra. There is a structure known as the Snake Monument in this valley in Petra, built during the time of Moses. A couple of archaeologists dug a cave underneath it in the middle of the 19th century and thought they had discovered Moses' tomb. Its lack of a body was the issue. It had once been robbed, but a staff was still covered in dust and rubble. This staff eventually found themselves at the Museum of Birmingham. And there, in this glass case, was this stuff, just as these guys who had discovered it had described it. They are dark-colored, roughly 4 feet long, and have white Egyptian hieroglyphics. It was unbelievable to me. Shatner. The Bible claims that Moses was a prince of Egypt before rising to prominence as a Hebrew leader. Additionally, according to the hieroglyphics on the Birmingham Museum staff, Tuthmosis, a member of the Royal Egyptian Court, owned it. A name that is unmistakably reminiscent of the prophet Moses. In hieroglyphic Egyptian, this staff bears the inscription, "This belongs to Tuthmosis." Thus, you have a person whose name might have been that of Moses, an Egyptian prince. If that isn't Moses' staff, I'm still trying to figure out what it is.